condition of living and other things them. Thank you very much for joining the program.
Thank you, Khadija. Thank you very much, revered listeners.
All right. Well, now so we'll continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We'll still get with other studio guests. We're the CEO and founder for Life by Design and self-chairman for the ACTB Savings and Loans, Joabas Bangura, where they talk about the World Entrepreneurs Day winner today. We'll come to you, Mr. Bangura, but quickly, we'll they look at another issue inside the program.
Well, the commissioner na the Anti-Corruption Commission, Francis Benkefala, say na the West African Examination Council go take action against the school picking them where the commission don't catch by examination malpractice na the worst exam where they go on now. They talk this in one meeting with the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, all with will command them na the Anti-Corruption Commission and the Anti-Corruption Commission will command them. For more on this, we join Cherno Chalo.
Over the past year, examination malpractice don't be serious concern for the education sector as alone. This now because past and current students them. Plenty people believe they don't engage by examination malpractice activities them. And these plenty people think say, don't they hamburg the education standard na alone. This make this be them. Government and them partner them don't put serious measures them in place. For see how best them go tap examination malpractice, particularly in a public exam them. August this year, students them would reach SS3 and been qualified for this West Africa Senior Secondary School Certificate examination was been begin for take this exam at different center them across the country. For sake of this make the Anti-Corruption Commission and then partner them been decide for monitor this exam process for know whether or not school picking them where they take this time around exam they engage by examination malpractice. Outside the commission and the Anti-Corruption Commission, Francis Benkefala said during this process, they engaged some school picking them now 15 schools them across the country by examination malpractice.
Pupils have been caught spying in several schools. UCC Secondary School at Tower Hill, Abdul Tahar Hakil Academy in Bo, Ahmadiyya Islamic Secondary School in Bo, Bishop Comfort Agricultural School, Yonibana Secondary School, and Zarul Islamic Secondary School, all at Mile 91. In Kono, Experimental Secondary School, Apostle Bona, Allahadura Secondary School, Kwedu Secondary School, in Makeni St. Francis Secondary School, and of course schools like Ahmadiyya Holy Trinity Secondary School. Schools are many. But the approach we have used this year is to ensure that when we catch students in normal examination malpractices like using mobile phones, taking foreign materials in examination hall, we hand them over to WAEC for WAEC to apply normal examination malpractice policies to them. So we are not going to charge them to court.
Francis Benkefala continues to say, the commission be same so far now say the principal for the Royal Secondary School in Lomble, inside Freetown, Anthony Silatoka, been the asked teacher them where the school is sit under the center for pay 1,500,000 for each school picking so that they go get access for spy during the time with the exam they go on.
At the Royal Secondary School at Lumley, the ACC has electronic evidence of the principal of the school, Mr. Anthony Silatoka. He called a meeting of all the teachers in the various schools that constitute the center at Lumley. And in that meeting, he asked them to pay 1.5 million euros so that he can use it to facilitate examination malpractice for their students. This man was adamant that this is what they have been doing for the past how many years. And we have videotape where he is now sitting down comfortably saying that, oh no, I'm not going to deal with parents, but the schools can go and collect the money and bring it to us. So as I speak with you, he has been arrested this morning so that we can charge him as an example to show that we are not tolerating this type of practice in the country.
In carry on for talk about some of the reasons then for the too much examination malpractice in the country.
One, examination centers in some schools are overcrowded. Teachers invigilating in their schools are compromising because they are familiar with the pupils. The use of mobile phones in the examination halls by both pupils and invigilators is unbelievable. In fact, students go with money in their pockets. 50,000 leons is now the average across the country. And that 50,000 leons is used to bribe the invigilators.
We be the talk for sake of this. The officer in charge of the West Africa Examination Council, Freetown, Flex Akufo-Bado, say if they catch any students by examination malpractice, they go either cancel the subject where they catch the student the sped pan, or then cancel the entire exam for that student's day.
You can either have your subject result cancelled, your entire results cancelled, and bad. And I must say that there are some of the irregularities that can also be detected during math. Yes, so they would not necessarily get you at the examination center treatment. But then when it comes to marking of the space, these issues come up.
Inside you talk, the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Dr. David Senge, begin for talk about some of the measures the ministry don't put in place for tap the examination malpractice with the government of the country.
For the last 2 years, I've taken very clear steps against examination malpractice from the highest levels. The President puts together a presidential task force on examination malpractice in the first days of State House that came up with reports with short, medium, and long term, one of which was signing a communique, and one of our critical players in that communique, our main critical players was WAEC and the Anti-Corruption Commission and several other stakeholders. And we as a ministry have zero tolerance for examination malpractice.
In continuity, for make the fight against examination malpractice will be successful, Komura, teacher and school picking them need for support to the government and the feds.
I think what is missing is responsible and active citizenship. We know people and parents who cheat for their children. Hear of teachers who collect monies in classrooms to allow people to spy. As a ministry, certainly we can't sit here as CEO and make laws and solve this problem. It comes back to what the people do. It comes back to what happens at home. So, in a way, calling out to citizens to join us to address this.
Dr. David Senge end up say, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education go work with the Anti-Corruption Commission and WAEC for ensure say then tap the level of examination malpractice when they been at the country over the past years them during public exam. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachengno Jalo, the report.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, today now World Entrepreneurs Day, and we get an entrepreneur, Winajo Abbas Bangura. He's still there with me at the studio this morning as we talk about entrepreneurship. Mr. Bangura, what would you talk about the world of entrepreneurship, especially in Salonia? One particular notion the way people then get about people who then they define as entrepreneur them. Somebody will just they do your own business, start up your own business. And most people then they feel like say maybe now people will just drop out along the line when they go school, then at this particular sector say me a business person. I get my own business. If education all right, like gonna my own business and try for survive.
So in fact, Dija, where the state of entrepreneurship report when they release every year, it check 14 things, and one pandemic now people then notion and attitude to entrepreneurship. And so people think say, you like you they say one of the things then that now they're not getting nothing for do again. Mm-hmm. So they are measuring. And most people they find entrepreneurship when because they're not getting nothing for do, but or people will see real opportunity and they exploit them. What are the most impactful people in the world? They're entrepreneurs. People have had to drop out from university to pursue entrepreneurial skills because universities to give you the exposure we require. But the people that will change this world for real, the people that will make you the talk now, then they are wherever they are in and outside the country, is entrepreneurs. They're able to take an idea, find who that they pay for that idea. The money they don't have, the money they don't have bank, he did it for 1 year, the money they grow for himself. It takes somebody where they see an idea there, where they say this idea, they help people to improve the quality of life. And they go find people who go pay, and they put a combination of things together why they add value on that idea. They once I do them, people they glad the people go pay more, and then bank they give me money, I invest in the idea. From Steve Jobs to everybody. Look at everything around the studio is by entrepreneurs. Somebody say, the A students then they go be lawyer and scientist, the B students then they go now civil service, the C students and they go into business, but now then they employ the A students and the B students. Because Khadija, anybody when an entrepreneur, C person, if they put A and B together, the A students and the B students together, the value way they create, it pass waiting the professor by himself will ever do. Imagine the one day when a professor for Mark Zuckerberg, with me the university, and whoever. Imagine them. But what he's doing now, he don't bring them professor and together. The value we don't add by bringing them together. So it's a bad notion, it's a wrong notion. That's why I'm sitting here as an entrepreneur. I qualified as a chartered accountant, but I see myself much more as an entrepreneur. And my chartered accountant skills na tools where they use for pursue my journey as an entrepreneur. But I see myself really as an entrepreneur.
Sometimes maybe your situation will be exceptional, but when it comes to perception of salon people about salon people, like if a salon person invents this or introduce this, the perception now that then go likely prefer foreign products compared to waiting the salon person don't invent. When I see this as a challenge or when I pick up this situation.
Ultimately, somebody says, okay, if that products they went overseas, you mean only in the market, obviously it only before you get for the fitter. But quality is what reigns at the end of the day. All the things that I've done and I'm rising in the various areas and the fields, it's not because I'm a foreigner. It's because I'm Sierra Leonean. You have to deliver things at a level where they compete with the overseas in terms of quality, in terms of cost. There are several obviously other dynamics we're involved in the ability for people to do things cheaper than the country. But we should not stop. We have to push every day and not just use Nawina with man and Eduan. It's not an excuse. Your ability for people to wake up every day and fight. How do I raise my quality for competition? Now, because they own more expensive fast meal, what do I have to do? And not stop. Engage all that ever involved. The entrepreneurial life, not a lifetime journey. Not to like say it's something they can do because then tomorrow if they go back. But I wake up every day. Everything about my life resonates about entrepreneur. How do I create value? How do I make things better? How do I make something when I've been 1 million today become 10 million in 2 weeks? How do I save wastages wherever a day? And so it's a mindset, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of thinking so that you don't have to compete. Waiting make this product people they buy and find out. Come up with something where they compete against them one day, and that's the way they make progress.
Continue for the routine of the program, Mr. Bangura, or they come back to you, or they take another commercial break inside the program.
GhanaSongs.org. They causing confusion.
But this confused me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in World Solid. Look him block the way them beat for him, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand than they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen. Me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are they use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want you concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
Rokel Commercial Bank don't make a de waka with me bank na me phone. Rokel Commercial Bank go make you de waka with you bank na you phone. Them been come with SIM Corpo and now they don't increase the facility. For sure say na them na the Alaba banking business na now them with SIM Corpo Plus. Them don't come with SIM Corpo Plus. This service go allow you for send money to person where they salon anytime you want. It no matter the mobile coming where it is. As you send me go get some quick one. What's nice inside salon you do? The money go reach you. It no matter if you dey na the east, west, north, south. So secure then you go na Google Play Store and search for the app SIM Corpo Plus. I say download them. Follow the instructions and register your device. The process no long now if you reach 2 minutes. When you done the bank go send message na your phone. For confirm say na your phone number bang. Enjoy e-Corpo and more facilities. SIM Corpo Plus e come for we all. You dey na city or village just na salon you dey. You e-Corpo go reach you dey. Heads up up self now they under the facility. With e-Corpo you can cash out your money from any local commercial bank agent or branch all around the country.
Continue with the program. Good morning, Salon. And now we take one per we other headlines to read them. According to the Deputy Clerk na Parliament, Cyril King, Parliament go make the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) be part of the country in constitution, so that by 2030 Salon go achieve some panditing them within inside the SDGs. Cyril King talk this inside one to the workshop with Parliament with support from UNDP all for member of Parliament them civil society organization, and government ministry, department, and agency them on the theme streamlining the SDG indicators into parliamentary work. Also, it talk about the important role where parliament they play for ensure say they implement the SDGs them. You know, Kabia in the part of this workshop and they're gonna report.
Inside 2015, different United Nations member states then become together for do one universal action call on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, where this goal now for end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure say people enjoy peace and prosperity by the year 2030. Salon na one pan the country then we been signed to this agreement, but for achieve some pan the thing them by the 17 SDGs goals don't be one big challenge. This make UNDP don't hold today workshop for member of parliament them, CSOs, government ministry them on the theme streamlining the SDGs indicators into the parliamentary work. Honorable Yusuf Makre, now the chairman on the committee on the sustainable development goals, explain more about this.
The Committee on Sustainable Development Goals is charged with the responsibility to coordinate and oversee the implementation of SDGs at all levels. To adhere to this moral commitment, member states are obliged to align their national development plans to SDGs targets and indicators, which is the national commitment to global call to end poverty and hunger. Sierra Leone-specific priorities in the implementation of SDGs must be supported by locally relevant indicators on progress in order to record results on the ground. The citizens are supposed to be directly or indirectly involved in this process. Therefore, Parliament is playing a key role to ensure the national development agenda reflects specific local needs and the circumstances of specific groups, having in mind the principle of leaving no one behind.
Inside in own talk, the deputy clerk na parliament, Cyril King, don't call on the different committee them na parliament for work with government for say they're able for achieve the sustainable development goals them.
You have a role to play, an oversight role to play, to monitor those institutions, to see that they implement legislation, that they implement the protocols and conventions so that we hope to achieve the SDG. You have to take in oversight, but you also need the capacity. It is difficult to achieve the sustainable development goals without achieving good governance. Good governance is the manner in which power is being exercised in the management of our natural resources. That's what I'm to mention.
Mr. King Keyon say Parliament will make the SDGs be part of the 1991 Constitution that by the year 2030, Salon go don able achieve plenty party them where they inside the SDGs.
We are going to give SDG a constitutional status. We are going to put it in chapter 2 of our constitution we take it to Parliament. That is a primary law that we should try to achieve the sustainable development goals. You have a role to play, an oversight role to play, to monitor those institutions, to see that they implement legislation, that they implement the protocols and conventions so that we hope to achieve the SDG. You have to take in oversight, but you also need the capacity. Parliament is not well resourced, it is not well trained, and it's not well capacitated.
Dr. Yakama Jones, now the Director of Research